Perhaps it was that afternoon over half a century ago when I was 8 and she took me to the Sylvan, the neighborhood movie theater around the corner from my father's store. Though there were many empty seats, she plunked herself down next to one of the neighborhood toughs, a boy a year older than I. "That seat's saved, lady," he growled. Yeah, saved," my mother replied contemptuously as she made herself comfortable. "He's saving seats, the big shot," she announced to everyone within earshot. I tried to vanish into the maroon velvet seat cushion. Later, in the darkened theater, I summoned courage, turned my head slowly. There he was, now sitting a few rows back next to his friend. No mistake. They were glaring and pointing at me. One of them shook his fist, mouthed, "Later." Momma ruined the Sylvan Theater for me. It was now enemy territory. Off limits, at least in daylight. If I wanted to keep up with the Saturday serial, Buck Rogers, Batman, the Green Hornet, the Phantom, I had to arrive after the show started, take my seat in the darkness at the very rear of the theater, as close to an escape door as possible, and depart just before the lights went on again. In my neighborhood, nothing took precedence over avoiding the major calamity of being beaten up. To be punched, not hard to imagine, a bop on the chin and that's it. Or slugged, slapped, kicked, cut, same thing. But beaten up, oh my God, where does it end? What's left of you? You're out of the game, forever pinned with the "got beat up" label. And waving to Momma? Why would I wave now when, year after year, I lived with her on terms of unbroken enmity? She was vain, controlling, intrusive, suspicious, spiteful, highly opinionated, and abysmally ignorant. But intelligent, even I could see that. Never, not once, do I remember sharing a warm moment with her. Never once did I take pride in her or think, "I'm so glad she's my Momma." She had a poisonous tongue and a spiteful word about everyone, except my father and sister. I loved my Aunt Hannah, my father's sister. Her sweetness, her unceasing warmth, her grilled hot dogs wrapped in crisp bologna slices, her incomparable strudel, its recipe forever lost to me, as her son will not send it to me, but that's another story. Most of all, I loved Hannah on Sundays. On that day, her delicatessen near the Washington, D.C. Navy Yard was closed, and she put free games on the pinball machine and let me play for hours. She never objected to my putting small wads of paper under the front legs of the machine to slow the pinball's descent so I could run up higher scores. My adoration of Hannah sent my Momma into a frenzy of spiteful attacks on her sister-in-law. Momma had her Hannah litany: Hannah's poverty, her aversion to working in the store, her poor business sense, her cloddish husband, her lack of pride and ready acceptance of all hand-me-downs. Mamma's speech was abominable, her English heavily accented and larded with Yiddish terms. She never came to my school for Parents' Day or for PTA meetings, thank God. I cringed at the thought of introducing my friends to her. I fought with Momma, defied her, screamed at her, avoided her, and finally, in my mid-adolescence, stopped speaking to her altogether. The great puzzle of my childhood was, how does Daddy put up with her? I remember wonderful moments on Sunday mornings when he and I played chess, and he gaily sang along with records of Russian or Jewish music, his head swaying in time to the melody. Sooner or later the morning air was shattered by Mamma's voice screeching from upstairs, Gewalt, enough! Where's me? Enough music, enough noise!" Without a word, my father would rise, turn off the phonograph, and resume our chess game in silence. How many times I prayed, "Please, Dad, please, just this once, punch her out."
Para seguir escuchando este audiolibro gratuitamente, haz clic en el enlace de la descripción y podrás escucharlo completo sin coste gracias a la prueba de 30 días de Audible.